Welcome back to the Normal Sports Show. My name's Kyle Porter. That's Hayden Martin. We are brought to you today by Saps Original. We'll talk about them here in a little bit, but they are hydrating us, powering us through a lot of sports going on right now, Hayden. Maybe too much sports. I got into an argument with Conrad Schindler, who played on the 2009 Texas A&M National Championship team, about what the best trophy in sports was on Twitter on Tuesday night. French Open, college or regionals, super regionals, NCAA golf. There's just a lot going on, and we're gonna talk about some of it.
Yeah, it's a fun time of the year. It kind of sneaks up on me every year. Like, yeah, all of these sports kind of converging, especially, as a college baseball and a college golf fan, having both of those kind of end around the same, or not end, but college baseball playoffs starting, college golf kind of ending all around the same time. We were joking a little earlier, but we had a podcast, I don't know, less than a week ago. And it feels like I haven't talked to you in like 2 weeks because I feel like of how much sports I've consumed in the last 6 days or whatever. It has been, it's been a lot. Yeah, it's fun. But maybe too much.
It is.
I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny. I think we're both like-minded in that I don't love having the TV on a ton, like with my kids around, and just like all the screen ideas or whatever. But it's been really hard not to have it on. Like last night, the kids and my wife were watching a show, and I was like, I kind of want to watch this Preston, Stout, Koivun match. Like it's just been very, like, every night there's whether it's Spurs Thunder was incredible, and at some point I just have to like okay, like we've had enough here. But yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of NCAAs. We've got some scheduling stuff to talk about. Women's US Open at Riviera, that's another thing, like we haven't even mentioned that. Jon Rahm had some quotes, Cam Smith had some quotes, so we'll get to all those things. And we've kind of dubbed this like 5 stories we're following this week. It sometimes is 3 and sometimes is 7, but normally all of them are golf related. So, but before we get to that, name a random baseball player. Am I guessing? Are you naming? What are we doing?
Yeah, let's guess. I think you'll get this guy. All right. I'll jump in, just keep it quick. This guy, of course, is a position player. No pitchers here. He played from 2000 to 2013.
No pitchers here. You've done like 3 pitchers.
I've done 2. And I'm done. And one of the pitchers was a 5-time Silver Slugger, so he doesn't hardly count as a pitcher. All right. Played from 2000 to 2013.
Okay.
Started his career in Colorado, which I actually don't even remember. Played there 3 years. Then he played 3 years with the Marlins, which is kind of where I start remembering him. Then he was with the Cubs, the Dodgers, White Sox, Philly, back to the Marlins to finish his career. He was an outfielder.
Juan Pierre.
Oh, very good. He
played for the Rockies?
Yeah, I didn't realize he started with the Rockies. Played 3 years with the Rockies.
Had no idea.
Yeah, I did not remember that. You know what's crazy I was looking at? 2003 to 2007, 5 seasons. He didn't miss a game. 162 games played. 5 straight seasons.
That's crazy.
That's just not something you see anymore. Ever.
Well, how much do teams, I don't probably, maybe you don't follow it closely enough either, but how much do teams rely on, or how much do they lean on load management like they do in the NBA? Like, I know that's a thing with pitchers, your soft, pitcher category, but are they doing that more with position players right now?
It feels that way. Yeah. I just don't know how many guys are playing 162 games anymore. I think there are some guys who have in the last few seasons, but to do it 5 years in a row, obviously there's, Cal Ripken was a hero of mine growing up as a kid. But yeah, it's just not something you see anymore. Not at that level, but he also had 4 seasons with more than 200 hits. I was looking at that too. And gosh, he was just so fun to watch. Again, he was the type of player that I enjoyed watching. A lot of small ball, very fast. Only 18 career home runs, but yeah, to play 13 years, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I've got mine. This is a little ode to the College World Series, which is upcoming. This guy was a College World Series standout back in the day. He played for 7 different teams from 2008. No, excuse me. 1997 to 2013. So he played a long time, age 21 to age 37. He started with the Marlins. Speaking of the Marlins, went to the Padres. He was drafted by the Marlins. Went to the Padres, A's, Braves, Red Sox, White Sox, Brewers, and then ended his career with the Padres. You probably remember him on either the Padres or the A's. He was an outfielder. I think he pitched some in college, maybe, but he was like the guy for me at that stage in my life when I thought about the College World Series.
Cleo
He
Green.
hit. No. That was a guy that I thought about. He had 127 home runs, hit 275. It was I mean, I don't know what the advanced metrics say, but I think he was a really good outfielder, played center field. If I give you his college,
No. Yeah.
If I give you his college, he'll get it. What'd you say?
I said Venable, but I don't think it's him.
No, he played at Cal State Fullerton.
Oh, oh my gosh. Not Pat Burrell. Oh,
No, Pat Burrell was Miami.
Miami. Oh my gosh. Not Todd Walker.
No. I think he was LSU.
Yeah. Now I'm just stuck on Fullerton. I feel like I've seen. Oh, this is gonna kill me. I don't.
Yeah, you're gonna be kicking yourself.
Kotze?
Mark Kotze.
Mark Kotze. Thank you.
Let's go.
I was like, I know, yeah. I knew Fullerton. Thank you for helping me get there. I don't know if I would have got there without Fullerton.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
He was awesome. I mean, he was like, I don't know how many times Fullerton went to the World Series in his time there, which was like 93 to 96, but it seemed like every year. Like he was just like the guy at the College World Series.
Yeah. I remember my freshman year in college, we had a weekend series at Cal State Fullerton, and that was just like, it was so fun to just like go play there, see them like in the pinstripe play. That was such a cool, like growing up as a kid, they were just always just so good, and getting to go play against them. It was really fun.
It was a little like Long Beach State.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, all those California schools, which like that still exists, like UCSB was obviously in the Austin Regional. Yeah, I idolized those teams as a kid. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, 95, they won it. They beat USC in the championship.
Was Augie the coach back then, right? Didn't he go from Fullerton to Texas? Yeah.
Yeah, before he went to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went 53-9 in 1995 and won the College World Series.
That's incredible.
They beat Stanford, Tennessee again, and then USC to win it.
Wow. I mean, UCLA does it this year and doesn't get out. They go 50-plus wins and can't get out of their regional.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start there. So we'll get to golf stuff, obviously, but you and I are you're probably more of a college baseball nerd than I am, but I've really, really enjoyed regionals over the last 3, 4, 5 years. I said this on Twitter, people were just lost their minds, but I think it's better than the NCAA basketball tournament. I don't think it's particularly close. And I had the most fun watching any regional game that was on. I'm in, because it's kind of chaotic, and you're like, this is their 9th pitcher, and he throws 78, and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen here. What takeaways did you have from watching regionals all weekend?
Totally. It's just, for me, is, someone who played college baseball and always wanted to make it to a regional. We never got that far. It is fun just to watch that. And I remember I think it was Sean Martin had a tweet. He was kind of just like, at the beginning of the college baseball season, like, I think I'm kind of getting into college baseball. Like, why is this so compelling? And I just responded, but like, for me, it's this idea that like, there are big leaguers on the field, especially like when you watch an SEC school or in these regionals. There are
Yeah.
kids who are big leaguers on the field, but there are also kids who are not even close to big leaguers on the field where like no 6-run lead is safe, right? No ground ball is a sure out. No 2 out empty bases means an inning is over. Like there's so much chaos, I feel like, in college
Mhm.
baseball. And some people do not like it, right? I think we know we have a few close friends who do not like college baseball. And I think it's
Yeah.
just, for me, it's kind of the chaos piece of it. And yeah, sometimes it is a slog. These games are longer when you get as many runs. I was like Florida had 41 runs in like 3 games in their regional. So yeah, I mean, you get that, but just the unpredictability and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Your Little Rock crew going to
Yeah,
the Super Regionals. That's where you played.
yeah.
How like unfathomable would it have been to go to a Super Regional when you were playing there?
I mean, it's always like every Division I college. You talk about like you're going to Omaha, right? Like your whole season in the fall starts like this is the beginning of the road to Omaha.
Mhm.
I mean, we always talked about that, but it didn't feel like a realistic goal. Like it was like, can we
Yeah.
win the Sun Belt, right? Can we win this conference that's so feels like unattainable? And we had some good seasons in there when we were in the Sun Belt, but it was just like, and then to be like, there's like a whole other tier of these conferences. It felt insurmountable. So that's what's been cool, for me to get to see the last couple years. Little Rock specifically doing that, at the LSU regional last year. And then obviously somehow winning the Southern Miss regional this year. So it's been a lot of fun. Selfishly, it's been a lot of fun for me. And yeah, we're going to the Troy Super this weekend, and just very excited to watch some Trojan on Trojan action.
Yeah,
Which
we
is
are.
funny because that was a Sun Belt matchup. When I was
Yeah,
in college, like we would always, we always had a series against Troy, and they were always good. So that'll be fun.
we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon because you and I are both headed out of town. You're going to Super Regionals. I'm going to play Wild Spring Dunes. So we're actually recording this before the golf NCAAs are over. UCLA and Auburn are about to play. Probably teeing off right about now. But last thing on baseball stuff, I was watching Oklahoma State throughout the week, on and off throughout the weekend. We had our own like 12-year-old travel baseball tournament, which was
Regional.
regional. Yes, did not win, but played many, 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 many games. And anyway, I was checking out on Oklahoma State, and they ended up losing to Alabama in not the like Alabama didn't lose, so they didn't even force like a game 7, but uh they were playing they were playing Alabama State, and they Oklahoma State beat them in extra innings. But Alabama State, like, it just made me laugh so hard because one, their uniforms looked like it was like the YMCA would have been like, I don't know if we should use those uniforms. Like, it was so bad.
Totally.
And then the other thing was, you watch Florida or Georgia or North Carolina, and it's like every pitcher is like 6'5", throws 96, throws 98, has like nasty stuff. Like, just looks like if they walk through your front door, you'd be like, oh, you probably pitch in the ACC. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Yeah.
And Alabama State's pitchers were all like 5'8". It looked like David Lingmerth, honestly. And probably threw about the same. Like,
Yeah.
just short, like not super athletic looking, and threw just 84. And you're like, I don't understand how both of these can be competitive in the same event. And yet
Yeah.
here we are.
I mean,
It was
part of me
funny.
wonders if those hitters from SEC and ACC schools just have not seen anything that slow all year.
Yeah,
And it's just like, well, how do we hit this? There's
totally.
probably a little bit of that. There's also, I think, a piece of, I think some of the pitchers at that level, they have to learn to pitch with not their, they don't have A++ stuff. So they
Yeah.
kind of learn how to pitch a little bit. So Yeah, it was a fun weekend, but we can get back to golf.
Ton of fun. Speaking of NCAAs, speaking of ACC, SEC, we got a lot of it at the NCAAs at La Costa. I watched some of the stroke play, a lot of the match play. Watched a ton of the Oklahoma State Auburn stuff. I mean, it was on throughout the day. I wasn't super locked in until late with the Jackson Koivun Preston Stout match was really fun. We can talk about that in a second. But yeah, did you have any? This was number one story that we kind of wrote down for stories that we're watching this week. Did you have what kind of takeaways did you have from just watching, being around, having NCAAs on all week?
Yeah, I think there's probably a part of it was what we talked about. It was such a busy weekend of golf. I wasn't as tuned into the individual championship. I know obviously seeding is a big or who makes the match plays coming from the individual play too. And I was keeping up with scores, but I wasn't necessarily watching a lot. I saw some of the highlights. But once the the team championship started on what's today, Wednesday? Well, it was yesterday, right?
It was Tuesday.
The quarters and the semis yesterday. Yeah, I was totally locked into that. It's just so much more compelling to me to see the team aspect of it. I don't know why that is. And maybe it was just because there was other sports on this weekend and there wasn't a lot on, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's a good time to host your championship. Or maybe not, from a TV rating standpoint, but I was just more locked in. There was nothing else on during the day. But I was very compelled outside of the lack of environment, which I know you'll probably get to a little bit, but the competition itself and seeing the players react to each other. There's just, for me, that is, it's the team golf stuff we talk about. And it means a lot more, for all of those guys, because there's only one winner, right? In the individual, where you've got at least 5 or 6 on the team side who are winning. So it was just fun to see those guys, but yeah, I don't know. Where were you at this weekend with that?
Well, to your point, there's nothing really like it. It's the closest thing to the Ryder Cup that I think that you get outside of the Ryder Cup. I mean, President's Cup, obviously, but it would be as if it would be like if the Ryder Cup guys were on a team for the whole year and then played in the Ryder Cup. And you think about how compelling that would be, or how into it they would be if they were sort of wrapped up in that in their team all year. And so I'm with you. The match play stuff is it's awesome. It's so good. I think we were talking to Brentley about this last week, and they were showing highlights from past match plays from past NCAAs, and they showed Oregon. And we actually talked specifically about the Oregon regional with Brentley. And man, it was electric, the highlights that they were showing. And I watched bits and pieces. I remember Bo Hostler, sorry, Bo, if you hear this, but throwing his shoulder out and just how dramatic that was. And it was this whole thing. But to me it highlighted La Costa's great. I've been out there, played it. It's a very cool place. I just don't know if it's the spot for, and I've probably, maybe I'll flip-flop on this by this time next year. Well, I don't know. I've probably been going both ways on this, but I don't know if it's the spot for NCAAs. I think the on-campus stuff, I mean, we see this in baseball, right? It's electric when you're at West Virginia, you're at Kansas, you're at, North Carolina, Auburn, whatever. It's awesome. The atmosphere is awesome. And it's hard enough to get an atmosphere like that in golf, and you have no chance if you're not on campus somewhere, or if you're not near a campus somewhere.
Yeah.
And Brentley's point was okay, but you're going to the same place and you're creating memories like you do at the Players or the Masters or whatever, which is totally true. But the ingredient that the NCAAs doesn't have that those places have is the audience, is the crowd, is the electricity, is the noise. And you just don't get that at a neutral site like this.
Yeah.
Why is it hosted by Texas, by the way?
Is it always Texas, or was that just this year?
No, I think it is.
I don't know. Someone asked me that yesterday. I was why is Texas on all the flags? And I know they're the host. They host the women's and the men's. but I don't know why it's Texas. That'd be probably good to know, but
I'll
yeah, it is
text
weird.
Brentley right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my takeaways.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing we didn't touch on, I'd forgotten what Oregon was wearing when they won
Oh
those national
gosh,
championships. They need to bring those shirts back. Those
they're
tree line polos are, I mean, that's like, what's the Ryder Cup with the portraits on the polos, the
not
American
yeah
polos? Yeah.
yeah. It
I
looked
mean,
like
that's almost like that.
a Victor Hovland special, like something that
Yeah.
he would.
Yeah. One thing, this is obviously very half-baked, but like one thing I was thinking about Monday, kind of watching a little bit of the individual, like wrapping up and then knowing that like the team started tomorrow. And I know that's kind of like a normal format, but like it almost would have been nice to have some more time off between those two to let the match play build, right? It's like Monday night or because it is a West Coast, it is Monday night. It's Stout wins and, then the field is set. And I know there was the playoff, which was cool. But then like the next day, it's like we're already down to 2 teams by the end of the day. And it's good to like, obviously like keep all of that together. But part of me just wishes there was a little more time to marinate. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the College World Series, where it's like you get a week between supers where now you're down to 8 teams, you get that week break and then it's almost like a bigger event. So I don't know. It probably wouldn't work for the format that they have, but it would be cool to just give the match play some space, I feel like.
Well, I think the thing you could talk me into is a 3-round stroke play. And this is actually, I was looking at 2009 yesterday because I was trying to figure out who, like Oklahoma State won that stroke play by like 20 and then got beat in the first round of match play, which is sick, especially because they were the ones that were pushing for the reform of match play. Mike Holder was their athletic director. But it was 3 rounds and I don't know how long, like, I don't know what years it was 3 rounds when they changed to 4, any of that. But the thing I was thinking about was we got like 20 minutes to think about like what Preston Stout and or to talk about what Preston Stout Jackson Koivun matchup was going to be like, and then they're playing all of a sudden. You're like, whoa! Like I just found out about this, and I think you could talk me into 3 days of match play and 3 days of stroke play, and then 3 days of match play instead of 4 days of stroke play and 2 days of match play.
Yeah, I think that would. Same idea. It gives just time for narratives to build and these stories to kind of like people to talk about it. But yeah, I totally thought the same thing of like yesterday. I was like, I hope we get Stout and Koivun, and then we got it, and then it was like, oh shoot, they already teed off.
It's on the 4th hole.
Koivun's already 3 up through 5. Like,
did you? Did you see the 4-way playoff on Sunday night or Monday night?
I didn't watch it live. But I mean, I saw some of the highlights.
It was, I mean, it was almost like the announcers didn't really know what to say because they didn't totally know what was happening. It was like the most normal sports stuff imaginable. It was Tennessee. I can't remember who was in it. It was Tennessee, UCLA, Arizona, and Vandy, maybe. And I mean, guys were like, one guy hit a top that hit a tee box. One guy hit the North Carolina kid. Oh, it was North Carolina. I mean, he hit a ball on, I think it was 16, that was 30 yards short of the green.
Yeah.
In the water. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it's not, again, the chaos of it. I don't know if you need it to see it every week because I think watching professional golf is like beautiful in the way that like they're so good, but the chaos of it is awesome. It's wild.
It is. And I was, you were talking about the announcers, like kind of like there was like almost too much chaos. And there was a piece of that yesterday where and maybe it's like the crowd not really being as into it. Like it almost feels sometimes like the announcers are even somewhat subdued during it. Cause it was like, when UCLA won, I was like I don't know, it feels like a big deal. And it's just hard to like create that energy. And like the players were obviously like celebrating and creating some of that. And like, we all know golfers are not known for their celebrations or anything like that. So I was struggling a little bit with like the announcers, and I enjoyed like Steve Rakowski and a lot of those guys. I think John Cook was on it, but I was lacking just a little bit of energy even from them
totally
from the event. to make it feel bigger.
I was watching with Jen, with my wife, and we were watching UCLA celebrate, and she was like, that's hard to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, it's golf nerds. Like, what did you think was going to happen here?
They need to start doing, like this is so dumb, but like every college baseball or even MLB team, when they hit a double and they do their second base celebration, like every time you win a hole, like they need to like do that to each other, like back in the fairway.
Our 12-year-olds started doing that on second. I'm like,
sure they did.
Please don't. Please stop. Okay, Koivun Stout. We didn't get an ending to it, which I thought sucked. Like, it was like the match of the event, and I guess Oklahoma State just conceded on the 18th hole. Koivun was up one, probably was going, well, I don't know. I never saw where his second shot landed, so I don't know where he was. A couple of takeaways. No, it was right.
Who, Koivun?
On 18?
Yeah, but then he hit up his third shot, was left of the green.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. A couple takeaways from the match. I thought they both were hitting like really solid, just good shots down the stretch. It was cool to watch guys that, part of it is coming from that UNC shot that's 30 yards short, and then you see these guys and you're like, oh, they look like pros. Like, they're hitting 15 feet, pin high. I didn't see the earlier part of the match. It looked like Stout struggled a little bit. He's probably exhausted. I mean, they're all exhausted, but the pressure of being in contention in the individual, wears you down. I thought that I'm fascinated to see what happens to both of them as pros. I've been told multiple times that Koivun's like the best putter in ever. And I watched like 10 holes. So don't listen.
Make a broad sweeping statement then.
Don't listen to me, but like, I don't know. He hit some bad putts that were a little bit surprising for what I had heard about him. So I don't know. That was just some of it. Stout's swing is tremendous. He needs to not take 10 minutes over every shot, but his swing is really, really, they both have great swings, but Stout, just his iron swing is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Koivun's feels more like a, maybe you don't teach that. Like, it's so violent and like,
it's very quick.
Yeah. I mean, the backswing, all of it is quick. Stouts feels more like, I don't know what the word is, like pleasing to the eye. Yeah. It just looks a little more what you expect.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. I mean, some of the shots, I don't remember the bunker shot. The bunker shot that everyone was talking about, and
it's dirty.
was it? I don't know if it was 11. I don't remember what hole it was, but that was an incredible shot, because the announcers were talking about too. Just, he had kind of the wiregrass on the backswing, and they were just like, put something up, middle of the green would be good, and he hit it to where it sounded like no one had been right of the pin there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I also thought Stout on 8, he went long on that like par 3 and hit like an incredibly delicate bunker shot that like sent it up high. It rolled out and it was like going to, but he like kept it on the green and he missed the putt. But there was just like, definitely moments in that match where it was just like other college kids aren't hitting these shots. Some of them, will hit those shots at times, but both of them had multiple shots yesterday. It was like, that feels different. That looks different. It's kind of crazy that like, I mean, we talk about this with professional golf, guys like Phil Mickelson. Like, how would Preston Stout be viewed if Jackson Koivun was 3 years younger, 3 years older? When you have to, and then Ben James too. Like, he obviously isn't playing anymore, but I saw he had his 4th All-American, only the 5th player to ever do that. And some of these guys leave college early and don't have the chance to do that. But anyway, it's a really cool class kind of coming up. I mean, do all these guys turn pro? Does Stout turn pro this year? Like, what happens there?
So I was about to talk about that. 4-time All-Americans. Ben James, Bryce Mulder. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Isn't
David
Brian
Duval?
No, yeah.
David Duval at Georgia Tech. Phil and then Gary Hallberg at Wake Forest in 1977 to 1980. So James is obviously a pro now, or going to be a pro.
Yep.
And he finished first on PGA Tour U. Is that right? I think that's right.
So he'll have status, I think, for the rest of this year and 27.
I think Koivun is turning pro.
Yeah, it feels that way.
And then Stout, I don't know, because Brentley was interviewing Alan Bratton on Golf Channel on Tuesday night, and he said, "Hey, everybody's coming back." And Bratton basically, he didn't say no, which who knows? I think one thing is, like, because he won individual NCAAs, he's in the U.S. Open, the Masters. This is the big one.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I should know this, but you don't get that if you turn pro, correct? I think you do at the U.S. Open, but not at I think at the Masters, because this happened to Lasasso, right? He went to live, and then he didn't get to play in the Masters.
Yeah. They also wouldn't let him on property in shorts, I'm sure. So.
Not the ones he wanted to
wear.
Not
those, yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
Shocking if Oklahoma State brought everybody back and tried to do the Auburn, which is make it to 2 NCAA finals in 3 years, and potentially win two in 3 years.
Yeah. And I think it's probably enough of a carrot for him, like, thinking about PGA Tour U. Like, you have to be a senior, right? So him coming back for one more year, I mean, that would make sense too, because it feels like now with James gone, and if Koivun turns pro, then that spot is probably his, assuming he kind of continues on this form. So that would make sense. Yeah, it is crazy to think none of those Oklahoma State kids are seniors.
Yeah, I mean, and
last
I do wonder about
either. I mean, it was the same team as last year.
Yeah, I do wonder about some of the like, I wonder for any of those guys, but specifically with Stout, because we're talking about him, just the NIL. Like, what is it like? Does that change the calculus for him? I mean, it's different than like when Alex Noren was there, Jonathan Moore, or Pablo Martin. Like, you're making money. I don't know how much he's making, but it's probably not. It's probably a decent amount.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I have no idea how much it is, but it feels like it's enough to keep some of these guys longer.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that was story number one. Let's talk about the PGA Tour schedule. We had this on our list last week. We never got to it because Brentley jumped on and we talked NCAAs. But Jack Nicklaus was asked at the Memorial this week about the schedule, and he had some interesting comments. I'm just going to read 2 of his quotes because I thought they were intriguing. He said, "I don't want to comment on the tour schedule because I'm not exactly in favor of what they're doing right now. Okay. I want to sit down with Brian and Jay and have that conversation." So Brian Rollup, Jay Monahan. I mean, I hate to see tournaments bunch too much together with too many big tournaments close together. That's a problem, I think. And I think that's going to be a problem for the tour in the future. Okay. Interesting. Nicklaus obviously has skin in the game with the Honda, whatever it's called, Palm, you know what I'm saying, PGA National. And then I was also with the Memorial. So he's got, like, there's real stake. It's not just like he's commenting on this. He has, like, there's real stakes for him in terms of his tournaments. And then the second quote, he said, I tried to pay, he's talking about when he played, I tried to pace my schedule. And I played 2 weeks, maybe sometimes 3. I felt like it worked that way, but I've never played more than that. I don't think I ever played more than 3 weeks in a row. And because your efficiency leaves you, your desire leaves you, you get burnt out, you get stale. That's what you don't want. And that's what I worry about. I worry about that, not from the tour standpoint, but from a player standpoint. Big difference. Just any reaction to either of these quotes on the future of the PGA Tour schedule, which still hasn't come out?
Yeah, my only reaction was really around the second part of, like, him kind of sharing his viewpoint. Like is good. Like, the comment of, I worry about that not from the tour standpoint, but from a player standpoint. Big difference. And I kind of feel like this has always been the speed bump for the PGA Tour for me, is the player run aspect of it, where, like, it's like let's focus on the players first, not the product first.
Mm-hmm.
And if it makes sense for the product of professional golf, of PGA Tour golf, like if like that's what this, new regime kind of comes to, where there are 4 tournaments in a row, like, I don't know, like, I know like the NFL has a bye week, but can you imagine those guys just being like, nah, I'm just going to take this week off because it doesn't really work for like my schedule. I don't know. It's hard because
But then
obviously you want these guys to be playing
reconstitute the whole deal.
It's just like, I'm kind of tired of the player's perspective, to be honest. Like, I don't know, man. I just want to watch good golf tournaments.
It is hard because you're right. Like in any other league, you'd be like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
But I also understand, like if I was in the player's shoes, I would be saying the same. Like,
yeah,
I don't like discredit them for what they're saying, because of course you're in a position of power and you want to maintain that power. And I would say the same thing. Like I'm not, be downgrading you to go full Gundy for what you're saying there. But it's a very normal sport thing. I do think I actually liked his quote about how he said, because your efficiency leaves you, your desire leaves you, you get burnout, you get stale. That's what you don't want. And that's what I worry about. And I do think there's a sense of, and this is not specific to golf, I don't even think it's specific to sports, but we just live in a culture of like more is better. More is always better is seemingly like what the culture is. And we see this in our world, or in my world of like sports media, like more newsletter, posts, more podcasts, more clips, more tweets, more, and all this stuff. And I do think that the more that increases with like, and again, I'm talking specific to media, but the more all of that increases in our world, the more that scarcity is going to stand out as like a valuable thing. And so I am very curious about what the PGA Tour does, because in a lot of ways they have, they're like any other sport. They're like Major League Baseball or basketball, where it's like, man, we just have a bunch of inventory and we need to like fill it up and put that on TV and whatever. We haven't seen an example of a league going the other way and saying, you know what, we're going to have fewer things. We're going to have fewer games and we're going to make them, that means they're going to be more valuable. And so I'm curious to see if they do that. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree with that part. I mean, I think the first block of quotes that you read, I agree more with like what Jack was saying. I don't love the schedule that we've had, at post Masters, right? Like even Memorial, I kind of struggle getting up for Memorial. I know it's a big event and, there's a lot of prestige, but I am a little bit tired of PGA Tour golf at this point. Because of all the tournaments that have happened. For me, around the Jack quotes, it was more like his reasons for not liking that were different from mine of not liking that. Like what you said, like, sometimes scarcity is better. There also is a comfort to having, I'm still somewhat into the idea of the tier 1, tier 2, because like golf will be on every week. I don't have to watch it, but it's kind of nice sometimes that it is on. But for like the comment from him of just being like, from a player standpoint, it doesn't really work, this schedule. Maybe that's true, but for me, it's like, I want it to be from a product perspective more so than the player perspective.
Yeah, that's a great point. I have found myself post-Masters, maybe not post-Masters, maybe just getting into summer, like not as deep in the like following. I mean, I do it like because it's my job, but I I think the January, we've talked about this, the January to April stretch is tremendous, like the best. And I do think some of that is like the rhythm of the seasons, of like, I just want to go to the pool with my kids, or we have baseball tournament, whatever. And like, you can't necessarily schedule around that stuff, but I do think the tour has such a tremendous product from January to April that they need to double down. I don't know. It's hard because you can't jam everything into that window. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go.
Well, I think to go along with that too is just the time. Like for me, and I'm sure I feel like Andy Johnson, somebody has said this on other podcasts, but like you said, summer is a busy time, and when you're playing golf tournaments that are in the same time zone, like that's why I love the DP World Tour in the summer, because it's always in the morning. The European swing, like the golf courses aren't that great. The tournaments might not be that great, and the fields aren't that great. But like the time that I'm going to watch golf is like from 6 a.m. to maybe like 9 a.m. if I'm going to watch golf, right? Because the summers are full of, well, I mean, I'll obviously work, but on the weekends, like you said, you're at the pool, you're going somewhere, you're doing stuff. And I'm just less like, I'm not going to really tune into golf at 3:00 in the afternoon. So yeah, it's a tough spot, but I agree. I mean, the January to April is, maybe it is seasonal, but it is just, it's such a better stretch of golf.
It is interesting because I think Nicklaus is saying there's too many tournaments bunched too much together, but I guess I'm a little bit confused about why he's frustrated with the PGA Tour, because it does seem like they're trying to spread that out a little bit by saying, hey, here's the tier one. We're going to spread them out a little, not jam I mean, who knows? It remains to be seen. But it seems like they're trying to spread that out a little, which would be good for like Nicklaus's interest, but also I think for everybody else's, whether it's players, fans, or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was a little bit confused about why he was not in favor of what he said, I'm not exactly in favor of what they're doing right now.
Yeah. And
I mean,
and to
maybe
to
he
be
means
fair,
maybe he means like this year, like right now.
Yeah. I was just going to say, to be fair, I mean, we're talking about an 86-year-old guy, obviously an absolute legend in the game. But if I'm still giving quotes to anybody when I'm 86, like, God help whoever I'm giving those quotes to. It's probably hard for him to keep up with everything too, as it is
it's hard
for
for
all
me
of
to
us.
keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about SAP's original. SAP's was designed intentionally, not retrofitted after the fact, which might be what we're doing with the PGA Tour schedule. While most drinks solve one problem, SAP's solves the whole system. SAP's is an electrolyte drink that is very good for you. I enjoy a ton. Lemon lime is my drug of choice, so to speak. And appreciate SAP's for sponsoring the show, for sponsoring Normal Sport in general. They've been a great partner this year, and you can check them out at sapsoriginal.com or at you can get them on Amazon, HEB, you can get them all over the place. So check them out, sapsoriginal.com. A couple other things here, Hayden. Third story that we're following. This was from Golf Week. This was Adam Schupak. It was, where is it? Multiple sources told Golf Week that the PGA Tour has asked the John Deere to shift its tournament from its longtime home in the Quad Cities, which is its corporate headquarters inside of TPC Deer Run, to Chicago. That's not the only other big market the tour is eyeing. A source tells Golf Week that in addition to Chicago, Denver, and Nashville will be off the Korn Ferry Tour schedule moving forward, and are markets that the tour wants to play in as early as 2028, potentially with existing sponsors assuming control of those new events. What is your reaction to that? This was also denied by I believe the John Deere Classic tournament
organizers. Yeah, I mean, might be they might not know about it if they went straight to John Deere.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's what we talked about. I mean, if Roll Up wants to move to some of these markets, like, something has to give. I mean, I think we joked about it, the John Deere. Like, what is a John Deere going to look like, in 2 years? And it's going to become a balance, I feel like, for a lot of these longtime corporate sponsors of, do we want to stay in golf? Are we going to be giving up because like I feel like you and Josh Carpenter talked a lot about this. Like, how much of sponsoring a golf tournament is about just like being able to bring your clients out, your employees, like whoever it is, to like this like fun event versus like you're gaining new business, or I don't like having your name on the tournament gains new business. You know, I don't know about all that, but I mean the PGA Tour is negotiating from a maybe area of strength or at least some aggression. I feel like roll up coming from NFL is probably able to get his way with a lot of these, you know, sorts of contracts or negotiations. So it'll be curious if that works on the PGA Tour, but I don't know. Like, what do you think?
Well, I've got this bad taste in my mouth from Doral. It was just like a nonsense, like what, or it felt like Live, honestly. And so my reaction to that is like, why we don't have to go to Miami or Chicago or wherever. Like it doesn't make the players go to the John Deere instead, right? Like that is holding on to the roots of what your the league and sport are, but also creating a better product for TV or for the. I mean, think about the atmosphere at the John Deere if Scotty and Rory and Morikawa and whoever, you know, maybe eventually Bryson, if they rolled in, like that would be sweet.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be shooting 56s out there if they all show up.
Well, yeah, that's a different thing, but
yeah,
so I probably leaning too far, like going the other way. Whereas, like I think going to Chicago, I mean, we saw this at where was the BMW when Hovland went nuts a couple years ago. I think it was 2023 or 2024. He shot like 29 on the back to win it right before East Lake. I can't remember where it was, but it was
not
somewhere
Colorado, but yeah, somewhere else.
It might have been in Chicago. It might have been Olympia Fields.
Maybe.
But you know, that was like, and we've seen this at Boston, like really good event, great turnout, like really good. And so I think I'm being probably unnecessarily influenced by the Doral thing and how bad it was and how just vapid it was. But I just am not as on board with the big market, big city thing as I think some other people are.
Yeah. Yeah. I still think there's, I don't know. I go back and forth too, even just like, I think we don't need 2 tournaments in somewhere like Dallas, right? Like if one of those events is hosted somewhere else, I do think there's a big opportunity in these markets, like if done well. I'm with you with Doral. Like it just didn't feel like it was done well. And maybe there's a lot of golf enthusiasts in those areas. It just doesn't feel like, well, and it was also F1 weekend, so I don't know what that would have had to do with the turnout, but I'm with you on that event. That just was not fun. I enjoy the John Deere event. I have a hard time believing that it will be a tier 1 or that that it could continue that way. But I would say that's true of a lot of good tournaments, like tournaments that I enjoy, that like something has to give, like we talked about, but I don't know. It is kind of crazy to be like, hey, move from your headquarters to this big city. Like that's crazy.
They should, it's I mean, it's very normal sport. They should have an annual dinner or whatever gala in December, and they should make like the top players just get up on stage and spin a wheel to see what the tier 1 events are going to be.
Sick.
I mean, you talk about electric. Like Rory gets up there and spins, 3M Open is like the tier 1 event in July. You're like, I guess that's where we're going.
It sounds like that happened to Scotty this year, right?
Some version of that apparently happened to Scotty, but
yeah,
I mean that would be maybe the NBA
or
even
the draft, the ping pong balls in tournaments get to like pull. You've got like 20 guys, and you get to pull your guys. That would be quite the TV product. I mean,
totally.
I would
Normal Sport could sponsor it. Like, I mean, I'd be all in.
That would be okay. That would be fun.
Fourth story, U.S. Women's Open is it the Women's U.S. Open or I've always called it the U.S. Women's Open. I think it's
I don't
probably
actually know.
I
I
think it's
think
the
I've called
Women's
it
U.S.
9
Open.
different variations of that.
Yeah. It's at Riv this week. It
Yes.
looks awesome. Maybe a little heavy on the Michelle Wie content so far this week. She's not a contender, but yeah, just your thoughts on, I know you love Riv. I know you have thoughts around Riv. Just your thoughts on the USGA going there for the US Women's Open in June.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. When they had the I don't remember what year it was, the Pebble Beach one a couple years ago, I was excited for that one too. And it was, I don't want to call it like snoozy, but maybe didn't live up to some of the hype. And I think we do this with a lot of tournaments where we hype them up maybe a little too much in the lead up. But yeah, I haven't had like a ton of, I think all the sports going on right now too, this has like snuck up on me. I was like, I thought it was next week. But I was watching coverage, yesterday of Live From, which is cool to have Live From out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think helps the event feel, a little bit bigger. Whatever
Totally.
you feel about Brandel, it's nice having him there. But he was talking about, just like the women's game is, he was saying they should roll the ball back to where, basically what the men were playing in the late 90s. And
Wait, hold on. Brando was saying the women should roll the ball back?
No. The men's game. He was
saying
Brando's we should bifurcate.
Rollback now?
He's pro bifurcate because he was talking about it. He's like, the game has to be bifurcated. You got to roll the ball back. But he was, it was on Live From yesterday.
Okay.
But he was just talking about how watching the women today is a little closer to like what men's professional golf distance wise was like in the late 90s. So I just thought that was interesting. He was talking about Nelly, averaging like 280 off the tee. Like she's one of the longer hitters, and like it will just be different shots than what we are used to seeing at Riv. I'm definitely worried about like the Kikuya and like the way that it's going to play, in the summer. Like the margins might be really, really fine on being able to keep the ball on a green. Like I think about, was it 4, the Redan, like the long par 3? Like that could be like an impossible green to hit just with how sticky, like, the Kikuya might be. But it's just a fun tournament, especially when you know all the holes and you just have so much built up history. I'm excited for that part.
I love this tournament. I think the U.S. Women's Open is fantastic every year. They were at Erin Hills last year. Some years you get to, I like when it's on the West Coast. It seems like I get to watch more than I normally would. And I did, one of my buddies posted this. It might have been during the segment that you're talking about, but it's driving distance comparison. So this is 1996 PGA Tour. John Daly was the leader at 288.8. 2026 LPGA Tour. So that's this year. Julia Lopez Ramirez at 291.4. So she is driving it farther than John Daly was in 1996. So 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And the average is the average on the PGA Tour in 1996 is within 3 yards of the average on the LPGA Tour in 2026. So, I don't, was that being talked about because of Riv or because like what was the context in which?
He was talking about like back when I played. He was talking about like tournaments that he played at Riv. I think the example he gave was like Craig Stadler won. I don't know what it was called. He won the not Genesis, but whatever, LA Open. In the late 90s. He was like, Craig Stadler drove the ball, 260, and just had to get around this course so differently than the way that it's played today. Long irons versus today's, just wedge fest. So he was just saying the women's U.S. Open would be more comparable to the way that the professional game was played in the 90s at Riv. Again, how, like, will that come through on TV? I don't know. But anytime there's golf on at Riv, I'll be excited. We'll obviously be there again next year for the PGA Tour and then the Olympics. So we're going to get a lot more Riv in the next couple years. But I'm interested to see. It's a lot different on TV. Like even watching the coverage now, it looks totally different than it does in February.
Yeah.
Like the whatever the off the course areas are just completely browned out. It's just it will play, hopefully different. But I think it'll be a fun watch.
Yeah. I do remember, when were they at Pebble? 2 years ago? Last year?
I think it was 2 years ago. It may have been 3.
It did seem like it was playing more, what's the phrase that gets thrown around? Gosh, Lamagna uses it all the time. I can't remember what the phrase is, but basically it's not, the game isn't like too big for the park. And so there's a scale is the word. So
Okay.
it's played at the right scale. And so the holes and the course play the way that they're intended to play and not in a ridiculous way. So I think that's always, and we saw that at Country Club of Charleston. Erin Hills was last year. So Pebble was 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
In Pennsylvania or Philly, I think 2 years ago.
Gotcha. We saw it at Pebble. So I'm excited about that. And I wish I'm apparently with Brando. I wish that we got to see courses played more in the right scale on the men's side as well. Okay, last quick thing here. Both of these were from Liv, but this is the fifth story that we're kind of following this week. Evan Priest tweeted this out. Jon Rahm had I'll just read it. He said, Jon Rahm had a large chunk of his press conference in Spanish. Translated, this on Rory and global golf was awesome. Quote, the European Tour does play all over the planet, but there's work that can be done there so that the best players in the world play all over the world, like Formula One has done, like tennis does. Golf is such a beautiful sport that I wish there were more bigger tournaments in Australia, South Africa, Hong Kong, China, Japan. I understand it's difficult to travel more, but it's part of the sport where spectators have a massive hunger to see good players or the best players or world-class players, which they might not have had until now. I do have to give some credit to Rory because in recent years, you do see him traveling to Australia, to India, to tournaments where he might not have played before or not in many years. And the presence of someone like him there can make a very good impact for the tournament and for the local golf scene in whichever country he goes to. A couple thoughts here. One, sure, like Rory gets credit. I think Rory is also like not going there for free to those places. And he's one of the few that, can demand a appearance fee at places like that. I don't know what that appearance fee is or what it entails, but I think that should be thrown in there. It's not like a goodwill tour of the world, I presume.
Well, and just to not counter, but to go along with that, neither is Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm's not going to these places either for free.
For sure. I'm not suggesting that he is, but I do think like when I first read this, I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Rory gets credit, but also like, just need to throw that in there. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like I'm just presuming that, but I don't think I think when Rory goes to India or Australia, I think there's like and rightfully so, like he's earned that. Like there's price
but
tag on it.
That's what golf has been historically.
Totally. Yeah. That's not I'm not saying that in like a negative context, but did think it needed to be mentioned. And I'm with Jon Rahm. And again, I've argued with people a lot about this over the years. I love the idea of golf all over the world. I am loving the French Open this week. Is it kind of hard to watch because you got to wake up early and it's at different bad times in the U.S.? Yeah. Does that hurt its probably commercial success rather than if you played every tennis tournament in the United States? Probably. Do I care about the commercial success of the French Open? Absolutely not. I just care that it's an awesome tournament where the best players in the world play. And so I think players are disincentivized from wanting there to be a global tour because I think that reduces the overall amount of money that's involved pretty significantly right off the bat. Maybe you earn it back over time. Maybe it is like F1 over a long period of time. But I think if you want commercial success in sports, you go to the United States. And that's what the PGA Tour has done. And it's just very difficult to see that changing in the near or medium term future. And so I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to change, but I'm with Rahm, and I don't know that Liv has done it well, but I do like that there is more golf all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as somebody, like I said, who I really starting in June, July, August, September, the rest of the year, I am more intrigued by what's on TV on the DP World Tour. And
Yeah.
part of that is probably because of like schedule. It's just easier to watch those in the morning. But yeah, I golf is like the only like uh, American sport, I would say, that like has this problem, right? Like all of the other kind of major American sports, like they do like global outreach, right? And like play globally, but to draw, more eyes back to America. Golf is in such a weird spot, or the PGA Tour, I shouldn't say golf. PGA Tour is in such a weird spot because like, are they incentivized to do that, to go with a more of a worldwide schedule? Like, I don't really financially know. Like you said, like not in the short term. So I just don't see it ever changing. Uh,
Why
yeah,
do you think it's unique compared to like NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball? Why are those leagues not? Why is the expectation that those leagues wouldn't necessarily go? Because it's not. I mean, baseball is a global sport. Basketball is certainly a global sport.
yeah. But it's like the same thing of like the goal, and maybe it's not every sport, but like in baseball, right? Like if you're a top tier player, where are you going? You're coming to the US,
Major
right?
League Baseball, yeah.
Yeah, like and that's true for, European basketball. Um I I
But
don't
that's
know. And
true.
maybe,
That's true of golf too, right?
yeah. Well, it is now. Like it wasn't always that way, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a world where the European Tour and the PGA European Tour may have been stronger than the PGA Tour. It probably was, in the 80s or 90s or whatever. And like you said, because the money and the eyeballs for a lot of sports outside of soccer are in the US, like that's where these players are coming. So that's what I mean. It's like I just don't think I don't see a world where we go back to like the way maybe it was 30, 40 years ago.
I
Even if
totally
that's a
agree.
more appealing product, like for some of us, I don't think it is for like the mass audience.
I mean, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think it is going to happen. I don't even know that it should happen. I think it's a very selfish desire of mine because I care a lot about golf being healthy at a global. I think I don't even know why I care about it necessarily. I just think it's cool. I think it's cool that like when golf is played in Scotland and Spain and Australia, I just think it is I think it's I don't it's a little normal sporty, like the fact that
Yeah.
you can do that and go to these. One of my favorite things about golf, Hayden, is that it's played on this land that I believe God created, and you get all kinds of different terrains all over the world. And so when you go to Firestone, a Firestone facsimile every week, I think that's a pretty poor reflection of like what the earth looks like.
Yeah.
Right. And this is like a very maybe dumb and silly reason, but I think when you get a reflection of like the different ways the earth looks in all parts of the globe, I think that's a cool reflection of like who I believe God to be and what I believe earth is like how cool it is that earth has like all these variables and all this different kind of land. And so I love when that's highlighted because I think it shines a light on something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And there's 0% chance that anybody who's making decisions is invested in that idea specifically. But I think that's part of the reason that I am invested in the idea of golf being played as a global game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I've thought about it in those terms. I would agree with a lot of that. I mean, even watching the Austrian Open last week,
Sick.
golf sucked, and even kind of the golf course kind of sucked. But like, it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
you're in. Like I've always enjoyed the Omega Masters, in Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
for kind of the same reasons. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't think that there's a world where we go to this. I just don't want to lose the world where Juice Luton gets the pop at the KLM Open this week, or whatever it is that we've become accustomed to with the DP World Tour. As long
Uncle
as that
Juice.
doesn't go away, I will be happy enough. But yeah, it's
Solly 1.0. Okay, last thing. This is a little bit related to what Rahm said. This is from Sam Frost at Frosty Golf. I don't know who that is. Maybe he covers golf and I'm just a moron. That's probably the case. He said, I asked Cam Smith if he would stay with Live Golf if the league survives, but with significantly less prize money on the line. And this is an all-time quote. He said, this is a quote from Cam Smith. This has been an awesome 4 or 5 years for us as golfers. Yeah, no kidding. For everyone around the world. It's changed a lot of things, but I think realistically, it's time for prize money to come back to the way it was. Oh, wow. That's a very bold take there, Cam. It was obviously not working, and it's pretty far-fetched realistically. Wow, that's an indictment of Live. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of changes, particularly with prize money next year. I just was so annoyed by this quote. It basically was like, yeah, we just did this for the money. And it's like, yeah, we all knew that, but like, it just shined a light on how much nonsense the last 5 years was.
Yeah. I think it also shines a light. There's a question, like, how much money is enough? And whatever Cam Smith has made, apparently that's enough, because it feels like he feels comfortable with how much he's made. It sucks. Yeah. It's nice to hear it out loud, I guess, what we've known for 5-6 years, but yeah, it just...
Well, it also
ridiculous.
It also feels a little bit like, man, sucks for you, Ben Griffin. Like, I got all this money and none of you guys did. I mean, Ben Griffin has benefited as well. Nobody feels bad for the Ben Griffins of the world, but it just feels gross. Like, it's just kind of a gross thing, and I was annoyed by it. And I love Cam Smith as a character, the iguana merchant. I think he's an amazing character.
And fun to watch play golf.
Totally. Like, because he hits it like you and I do off the tee. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's a little P. Reed. Like, he's just, I mean, I would love to see those guys in a match. Just crooked and greasy and up and down from all over the planet. It's pretty awesome. So,
yeah. Well, I think you missed that. I mean, that was going on for like 4 years, wasn't it? On Live?
Yeah, apparently. Okay. That's all I got. You got anything else, Hayden?
No. Go Trojans. Yeah.
Which one? All of them.
All of them. No, specifically the Little Rock ones. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that one of those two teams will be in the College World Series. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool. My son and I are going College World Series Friday, Saturday, first 2 days. So we'll get to see either your Trojans or the Trojans that beat them. There's, I think, 3 Trojans in college base or in NCAAs, like in all of NCAA sports, and they're all in the super regionals. USC, Troy, Little Rock.
Yep, it's crazy. It's college baseball.
Sport.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm looking forward to tonight to see. Watch Auburn, UCLA. I mean, who do you have a pick for tonight?
It's hard to pick against Auburn. UCLA. I don't know. I did get a text back from Brentley, by the way. I said, why is the NCAAs hosted by Texas? He said that this is normal sport. The Omni guy, this is all it says. The Omni guy is a Texas donor.
Oh, that's the most, I was going to say that's the most golf thing ever. But honestly, that's probably any sport.
It's so good.
You're
picking Auburn too?
I mean, I kind of want to see UCLA do it. I think I saw Brentley had a tweet. UCLA would be like the lowest ranked. I think they're ranked like 30th.
Wow.
I think Oregon was like 20. I think it was a Brentley tweet. Sorry, or Cameron Jordan. It was one of those guys covering.
The Aaron Wise Oregon team was 20?
I think so. I'm talking without having the tweet up, but I saw UCLA would be like one of the lowest ranked to win it. So I just think it's cool when a team kind of goes on a run like this.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be a 5-0. Hopefully we'll get a 3-2.
Yeah, like my Cowboys put up. That was
tough.
That was a tough scene. Okay, well, enjoy the golf tonight. Enjoy the baseball this weekend. Enjoy your vacation. We will talk again. I don't know when we'll talk again. Maybe next week. Maybe week after U.S. Open week. A lot of fun golf coming up. So thanks for the time, Hayden. Thanks to Saps for supporting us and for sponsoring this show. And we will talk to you guys later on.
Sweet. See ya.